Dumelang, Sanbonani, Thokozani, greetings to those who don't speak the languages that we speak. Welcome back again to the true crime part of what we do here, the podcast part of our space, where we do true crime on Mondays, latest Tuesdays, like our last episode. So today we're going into episode 5. And I thought that since Women's Month on the Gregorian calendar is over, let us just switch it up a bit, where we're still doing true crime, but nothing gory, nothing very depressing, nothing very, unless you are of the system. So maybe this might be a bit depressing for you. So not too many cautions for this one. I might be speaking from somebody who grew up in the township, and we're gonna be speaking about robbery a lot. We're gonna be speaking about heists. We're gonna be speaking about a bokomanda. So if this is content that you don't wanna hear, you can check out the other fun stuff that we do here. We do spirituality, we do numerology, we do moons, we do suns, we do stellars. We do, what else we do? We do affirmations here. We do guys at the concentration camp, where we also talking about serious things. What else we do? And I have my friends over here. They like sexual things. So we do that on Thursdays, where it's not just that, but it's a holistic view. So it's not raw and dirty and stuff like that. But you can go check out that content. And thank you for the returning subscribers. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the likes, for the comments, for everything. Thank you so much. I see your growth. We still on a cute 200 subscribers, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. For those who are just watching and watching more than once, please just click that button. For those who also miss the content because please just light the notification bell so you get the notification that something new is up. Today we're doing episode 5 of our true crime part, and hopefully we'll get it uploaded today because right now I'm recording and it is load shedding, but I think you can still see my cute face. And we didn't wrap our scarf around this way today because I am not necessarily mourning. There's no hate crime, there's no somebody who unlawfully lost their lives, but in the story there's family members who do feel that this person did lose their lives untimely. So today we are speaking or unpacking the case of Collen Chauke. Alright, so a bit of background on Collen Chauke. Well, shall refer to him as Collen Chauke because his middle name, or maybe it's his first name, because he was also part of the system. His non-Caucasian name is not mentioned much, so he did go by Collen. He was by Collen. And yes, as per usual, there's not too many victims here unless you were on the system side, or this is somebody that you know personally, because as much as people do deeds, they also have personal relationships with people. So let us try be respectful and kind, because other family members have found such people there, or their community have found such people there. So let's just try. We can have our opinions and whatnot, but Ep5 to yo libita wine but anyway. So our case today takes us to Pretoria, which is apparently the capital city of South Africa. So this is where Parliament sits when you are in the Gauteng province. So Collen Chauke was reported to be born in 1970, but by calculations, if he passed at the age of 36, then he should have been born in 1967. But all I can say is that ubonitiya, so whether it's 1970 or 1967, probably ubonitiya, especially for the life that he lived. So he definitely did see tear gas. Mariaki mo 2060s, 70s there. So he was apparently born in Mamelodi. So that is why, like, in my research, I was asking people, moms, growing up, what are the stories that you guys would hear? So from Mamelodi, from Garankuwa. So these are the areas where I thought, people would know more of him, besides the stuff from the media. Remember, media, I didn't trust the funny one. Already, we don't know the exact age I'm going to own. But anyway, so Collen Chauke was born to a mom and a dad. Was born called Mamelodi. I don't know if his siblings were also born there or in the hierarchy of siblings, but he was mentioned that he had a brother, he had a sister, Daisy. The brother's not mentioned by name. And as usual with our families, Ronabo melanin people, you have like your aunt's child is your sibling. So yeah, your aunt is your mom. So if it's a mam holo, your mam ngani or mangwani, that is your other mother. So yeah, so anyway, he was born in that year on the 1st of June, apparently. So that would make him principal. Yeah, a very interesting principal. Yeah, it would be what? Segment past. Yeah, he would be segment past. Yeah, maybe that's why he was so fired. Yeah, so anyway, he was born to parents Freddie and Grace Chauke. So Ntate Freddie Ligoko Chauke. The father was a general worker. So they were not earning much. I haven't done my conversions because I was chasing load shedding time. Run about those times, raising people on 300 rand, 300 South African rands. Is that even sufficient? But it wasn't sufficient. So on the side, hey, narekisa boma mkhodu, boma namahloho, and stuff like that. This is Ntate Freddie, his father. And then the mother was a Togoza Gogo, I almost said Togoza Gogo people. So she was a healer, she was a Sangoma. So I don't know if she was a Sangoma, but yes, she was an African healer. And yeah, back in the day, Vele, it wasn't as open as we do it here with Raparamapai and stuff, because there were still remnants of the Witchcraft Act, as well as your social, I think, standing as well, where if you're associated the underground gang, like you just a dirt or you dirty or whatever it is. But his mom was a traditional healer, and yeah, so they grew up in a not so cushy life per se. And then when he grew a little, they moved to Winterveld, which is like the north of Pretoria. So it's in Pretoria because Babwasi Diamond Lebona, but Babwasi Diamond selling a bit of Tswana. So towards Brett's area. So this area, go Winterveld, this was part of Buputa Tswana back in the day. So we had things that were called the Bantustans, right? So where I think the Xhosas would have Siskai, Transkei, Batswana, Namanali Buputa Tswana. We had, what did they call ours? Yeah, Kitsebi, yeah, Pietersburg was our Bantustan. So we're divided by the languages that we speak, right? So that is why so a lot of people would have to pretend to be Tswana speaking to be part of that regime. So it was a very, as much as there was good done, more at home, but behind it was very ruthless. Mangope, he even said lines like, yeah, the Tswana's gonna fight with me, I definitely know. But batubani, muso wa mapanditi wa go Lesotla, which is true, but I feel these leaders study Bantustans. Actually, you guys are the primary sellouts, and I'm sorry, I've associated with their offspring, but yeah, I think maybe if we tell history unafraid and tell history unedited, we could go somewhere. And yeah, it's unfortunately that, if you believe in reincarnation and whatnot, that is what you chose for yourself. That is what you chose to be born in that family. So no disrespect meant yet again, but in my analysis as a black person and now to analyze Ahore and like so these are the leaders that were actually working for the master, but in a way where, okay, we'll give you funds for this, but we're gonna keep you guys segregated in a way. So that's all I'm speaking, because in Soshanguve stands for, which is also in the north of Pretoria. So I don't know if back in the day this was part of Putatswana or this was in Gauteng, but Soshanguve basically stands for Sotho, Shangan, so Shangu, Nguni, and Venda. So it's an area where all these tribes and clans and languages are mixed. But Gabo Putatswana, you strictly had to be Tswana speaking, because even Kosoweto, where I remember visiting as a child, where we'd go to some other aunt of mine. So that area, it was Tswana speaking. So they had access to Bob TV. So even the TV was segregated, whereas maybe you'd go Gozola, so you're not going to find Bob TV, So yeah, so Winterfeld was that, and being Chauke, he is of a Tonga descendant. So Tonga is not Shangaan, apparently, for those who take their lineage and history properly and seriously. So, but the dialects are similar. So our South African Tonga speakers, they say the Mozambicans are Shangaan, because there's also different in the dialects. But yeah, but the Tonga speakers, they would refer to themselves as Ngumu Changani. Yeah, but anyway, so we're gonna get into such things, go guys, the concentration camp, and I feel like today's episode is gonna be a bit of that. So yeah, maybe we won't upload it. I see the concentration camp episode this week. So anyway, Collen Chauke. Yeah, so Badulako Winterfeld now, and now he's grown, and as much as they changed schools a lot, he would still be able to perform. And yeah, his academics were never tampered with, and he was apparently a very reserved child, and he did not like the altercation and stuff like that, where he would rather angale or alle adube, like he'd rather sulk than be in commotion and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think his family got very surprised how he turned out, But yeah, so these are the things where we can't just look at poverty, we have to always address something. Pause. Yeah, so anyway, our Tiago Winterfeld, he's now grown, and yes, unfortunately for us, we don't have the luxury of just chilling when you are capable of making money as a child in most families that are victims or beneficiaries. What's the opposite of beneficiary? Yeah, that one that doesn't benefit. Yeah, the people that are disadvantaged by the system. Yeah, so unfortunately it's a responsibility of ours, and we call it black tax, but yeah, I see black tax, black tax Lona. But anyway, yeah, so he was of money making age now, he never failed in school. There's a point where he was living with his grandmother, and so yeah, so he was sort of raised by his grandmother, and yeah, and the route that he decided to take was to be a politician. So he was very active in the student uprisings. And remember, we said now. So anything that goes counter him, or the ANC itself, which is the ruling party today, since then. So the ANC itself, we're gonna talk about that. Why was there so many breakaways from that, and but anything that opposed Bophuthatswana, Rema Ngope would be so ruthless and would wanna do the unmentionable to you. All right, so you have to be now in order, because remember, at the top of the food chain, so if anybody, so remember, ANC was also listed as a terrorist group or whatever it was. So yeah, so Collen, now when they are now being involved in this politics and political party, being aligned in that way, now this was an attack on Rema Ngope, especially now because you're not Tswana, now you're the stronger man, and then you are busy dealing with things. So it's a point where cops would be sent to his home, barricade his home, ning, there's like a rain of bullets on his home, and unfortunately that's the crazy life related to what we call iginta. I want to find a better term for thug. But Robin Hood, Barona. So so when you're a family, you can also be in the firing line for their deeds, unfortunately. So anyway, but that did not deter Collen. About decided Amanda, forward we go. So he still got more active in the then party, in the formation of the party, and in his Ibitwa ward, yes. Then when things now they started lighting the fire some more. So he decided to go into exile in Zambia. So he ran away to Zambia, but in exile, and then he formed part of Umkhonto weSizwe, which was the armed wing of the struggle. All right. So in apartheid days, when they go to exile, they were trained go these military camps in different locations in Africa. So there were the ones who were the speakers who went exile there, and then the artists as well, including Bo Brenda Fassie, Bo Mam Miriam Makeba, Bo Mam Letambuli, so who were activists in song, but then there were the ones Bo former president where as in Babinchiza, we're getting military training. So he went there, exile, and then in the 90s now, this is him returning. But the sad thing now about actually I'm not gonna upload the Castle concentration episode this week because I feel like we're touching on it on this episode. So the sad thing about this now is now these comrades, we were all united, we were all having this one vision, and you know what, we want a better life for the Black people or the people who are ancestrally here first, you know. And with songs like Umhlaba Bokhokho Bethu, so our great land has been stolen, return our land. And right now in South Africa, there's also a big one where the president of that other party, he's shaking things. But me, I don't involve myself in politics anymore. But yes, so they returned. So when they return these people, so one, war zone for now. War zone, I think they need war zone as well as working in such jobs. I feel more mental wellness needs to be attended to, because there's no way you're going to see such traumas and then come and reintegrate back into the system. And then what does the people that, you know what, others even said, my blood shall nourish the fruits of, I can never get Solomon's line properly. But a lot of blood was shed, a lot of lives were lost, a lot of away from family. Other people have just disappeared. Families don't even know where they are. But now you guys said, this is what we're doing. We have the mouthpiece doing their part. We are the ones doing our part in exile. And what did the ruling party do instead? Let's have a truth and reconciliation. For what? For Basaring to begin with. You can't. I think I need lessons. Whoever's willing to give me lessons, I need lessons on forgiveness. Like, how does this whole forgiveness thing work? Because maybe not give mother ifa or give father ifa, but I do struggle forgiveness. But the truth and reconciliation camp happened when now people were confessing their crimes or confessing their roles in apartheid and whatever it is, whether you're on the side of the system, on the opposite side, whatever it is, then you get a pardon, you know. So that's why a lot of people, you know, it's assaultile to bury people in low-lying graves, but they were acquitted, and it was all systems go, sorry, you know. And now you get here, you've forgotten about these people. They can't work anyway. All they know is, I was in Chiza. It's, you know what, it's liberation. So when you throw them out and you guys are sitting in parliament throwing the most lavish parties, then what? What happens to Makomanda Anna? Alaba tender mentally, or okay, laba they probably effed, because a lot of people, Batonko MKs, either they're heavy drinkers, they are speaking with these heavy accents and using words that we don't even understand, but that is all they have, or they're into dwellings, you know. And so the comrades didn't take care of their people. Honestly, they didn't take care of us as a majority. One, they didn't take care of their people who were supposedly with them, and a lot of people would be what we call, the salaus, the ones that are sitting nicely and lavishly, you know, the ones whose faces that we're familiar with, you know. And I don't want to use that Zulu term because It's very personal, that one. But yeah, these are the options that people, that the ruling party gave, the party that went into power in the 90s now. These are the only options that it gave to these people. You know, you're either gonna be a drag, you're either gonna be like, there's no empowerment, there's no, okay, you know, as for she's Nazi, this is what we're gonna do for you, you know. Anyway, so a lot of these cash in transit ties and whatnot, if it's done clean, chances are these are people who have military training, because I'm starving, I can't work anywhere else. You guys have labeled me as a terrorist. So there's other results from the TRC where it was not all hunky-dory, not everybody got pardoned. Other people were labeled number one terrorist, you know. Like if TRC was still alive, I'm sure Lena, I wonder how his life would have turned out. Yeah, I wonder where the system would have discarded him, like it discarded a whole lot of people. You know, we don't even know where, yeah, some commanders are. But anyway, yeah, before we get very emotional about the remnants of the system. Yeah, so this government, the best thing they did was a TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where now perpetrators on both sides of the system or anti the system, they come and confess their crimes and then they get pardoned. Others did not get pardoned, like that apartheid government guy, or who created AIDS and stuff for exterminating black people. So yeah, so the likes of those did not get pardoned, but you literally go there and say, oh, this is what I did, oh, pardon me. Like imagine your child is buried in a shallow grave, and then they tell you, no, come, let's do a truth and reconciliation. Yeah, I'm really not for what happened there. You know, a lot of people even said, yeah, my blood will nourish the fruits. I can never remember Solomon's line, but yeah, that line, Ila Solomon Masang. So yeah, there's no mental thing that was attended, because I think if you see so much trauma, there needs, something does shift in you, you know, especially for us, Bashalang, the true crime. You've seen for people that don't go like the war zone, when they come back, either something will snap because I tender, or people in such industries like where you are just taking a life like it's nothing. Something has to shift there. So there's no mental wellness, there's no feeding you after, there's nothing. Literally, they threw these people out because a lot of them, they're either alcoholics, or they're on drugs, or they just, you know, these men who just have this gang knowledge, or, you know, accents are heavy and English that we don't even understand. But this is what this government has dished out to them. Literally discarded them. Oh dear, oh sorry. What? No, if you're gonna pick up a gun, you're gonna be a terrorist now, kind of thing, kind of situation, you know. Which is, yeah, so the government didn't take care of its people. It didn't take care of us as well, because yo, but the majority is still hungry. What you said needed to happen. The chance that people were saying in pre-1994, the kids whose lives and dignities were lost, you literally saying, sit on this to everybody, you know. So yeah, so there's not much options for people who came back from exile and were in the military wing, unless you're rubbing shoulders with the right ones. But anyway, back to Collen. So he returns now. There's no other option for him, and he decides now in 1993 Utoba Mpandis, and he got arrested in 1993 for car theft. But it wasn't even a month. Yeah, it wasn't even a month. He escapes from prison. All right, so he was detained to go to Johannesburg prison, and then yeah, after a month being detained, and he was supposed to have 4 years for stealing of this vehicle, and then he escapes from custody now. So when he escapes from custody, he was on the run for like a good 4 years. Good 4 years, Mara Uchi, you know, he's chilling. And in those years, there were like fake Collen Chauke arrested elsewhere. There was one in Namibia who was linked to some heist, and then there was also one in Midrand, yeah, also linked to some criminal activities. But those are the wrong Collen Chauke. And Collen, he was just like, here, Momatong, you know, he was just literally, I'm not in hiding kind of situation. So he tries the whole counsellor stuff with the ANC, and I think I now see where, yeah, people even go kasi, like it's such a huge deal this, because clearly there's benefits to this whole thing, you know. And from that, yeah, he managed to have like a fleet of taxis, he managed to have like businesses and stuff like that. And life was peaches at home now, you know. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of families were raised but by then he had the whole ANC thing covering. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gone into such activities, because you're still gonna benefit anyway, right? In our beloved political party. Yeah, you're still gonna be able to. Yeah, anyway, so 4 years later, I clearly it's October, it's 1997, season of flirting, like homonati in the air. 18th of October, Kisati, and they hit a heist where, so an SBV track. So SBV, for those who don't know, it's actually, okay, now it's a cash in transit. Yeah, so the concept was formed by Standard Bank, by Volkskas Bank, by Barclays Bank. Barclays was a time where it was related to ABSA, so I'm not too sure if Barclays or Volkskas, that is the now ABSA, but Volkskas doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, Gunogu, Mejanyana. I told you all these people ate dinner together, and I told you that the other races have their ish together. It's just us. We might not be of the same beliefs and whatnot, but we love our money enough to wanna circulate it amongst ourselves. But yeah, so SPV is a cash in transit heist. It's a cash processing vehicles, cash on money basically. It's the white one, so it's not those green ones that we see usually. Yeah, so it moves money, either it refills ATMs or from Pick and Pay, or bulk money from these different banks. And yeah, right now in this day and age, every other bank has merged their stuff in it. You collect SPV. So anyway, Bashape heist, the 12.6 meter was retrieved from this heist. And now he's got a little gang that he operates with, his other 3 friends. We're going to get into their names a bit later on. Anyway, Bashape heist, the 22 October, 4 days later, that's when he gets arrested. When he gets arrested now they're linking him to some other crime where 17 bar was also stolen in a heist situation, right? And where they catch Collen now. So he had baby Nyana, Craig Hall. Yeah, I also have had experiences there. But yeah, so not baby Craig Hall. And in such cases, there's always a tip off. There's always a snitch. Snitches get stitches. So he was dating a Charlene Tabane. I wonder if he's related to that JJ guy. Yeah. Anyway, so Charlene Tabane lives in her little apartment, Craig Hall. Police now raid this, so she turns state witness. Police raid the place, they find guns, they find monies, they find buses. Yeah, easy. So there's no way, like, Bob, I'm scaby. Y'all know what you're meant to, right? The men that work at work, I can't like. So Charlene Aita Toleche, a Peches Kosa, and yeah, she turns witness now against her boo. So anyway, I fast forward here. Oh, so now Owasima for Pretoria. He gets in 2 months already 3rd escape attempt. No, actually I say attempt. He pulled it off. He escapes again now for the 2nd time from custody, from police custody. Now these cops are like, law oyasjwayela. Now bounties are out. They want to put 100 to 200K for any information for his arrest. Then he still taunts them by sending the Christmas cards, like hand-delivered Christmas cards to like these lead investigating officers of his cases, you know, hand-delivered. He's a guy driving around in his little yellow Beamer there, you know, Kokasi. Like, they take care of the hood, these people. They take care of their hood, they take care of their families. It's just, yeah, the culture that they have with women where I'm like, yeah. Anyway, fake Collins get arrested, they're in Namibia, and then they link him to some other heist, but it turns out it's the wrong Collen Chauke, and then another immigrant gets arrested. Incorrect Collen Chauke. Hi, Bako Patinya Peter Mugabe 40th birthday parties. Then the neighbors are like, yo, you know, suburbia, noise. And then obviously, like, yeah, especially like the older we grow, we become so childish, you know. You wanna, yes, smelly. So the party's going on up until the wee hours. Now, I don't know, maybe it was Laila Kitela or Eng, but I remember I told you his mom is Togoza gang. So yeah, so some parents do protect their children, especially when they know the kind of lifestyles they live. They protect them, either at 11 or whatever it is, the bata or whatever it is. But they protect them where, like, they even get to the end where they're catching you red-handed, Mara. People are not gonna find, these cops are not gonna detain you for anything because of my lack of evidence, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna talk about these things. Okay, let's say okay. Anyway, so he escapes just before the cops come. Now when they ask Peter, again, need I money? I do not know that man. I do not know any person, but obviously he's a comrade. So yeah, you know they lie easily. So anyway, that was the last sighting until they see him now. 1999, right? 1999. How he gets caught, you know, I get give out to baby Lebona. So he's there camping in Nelspruit, which is in the province of Mpumalanga. This is now going, so Nelspruit is like going towards Swaziland because there are a lot of people in Nelspruit. They call it Nasport in Swati. So a lot of people from Nasport, yeah, they probably have like roots, or when they say we're going home, they'd probably be going to Swaziland. So anyway, yeah, 1999 Jan, yeah, was again Khuchitwi, and so this guy that he's dating now, so now he's dating a Dudu Buhle Nkosi, yes, Mankosi, and she's busy telling the neighborhood how now she's housing. Bona house it baby on blind with me mastermind, you know. And I remember also guys life. Anyway, so obviously now the neighbors or whoever they send cops the tip-offs, and then but more at Dudu's place, they raid the place, and now they find this guy, they detain her, they detain him, and then Buhle only to be linked to other crimes. I'm saying Buhle because my friend is Buhle and she likes the lifestyle to smaster. So anyway, Buhle, yeah, so can I call Mankosi Buhle? I'm gonna call her Buhle. So Buhle now is also linked to other fraudulent activities because clearly ki Mamskebi, ki Mutwadi Magnificent. So she's got cases that are linked to her now that are of this nature, you know. Anyway, so I don't know what happened to her case, but Collen now a bit detained, and his compatriots as well. It was Lucas Yende, there was Patrick Longwane, as well as Mafiga Mahlangu. So this is the gang. Now they link them to that big heist that they did, the 12.6 meter, right? And also the one 17 million that popped up in the middle of nowhere. Then two of them, so Patrick, Lee, Mafiga, when the trial starts, they were like, insufficient evidence, so they get released, and yeah, no charges against them and anything. And then, so while this trial is going on, only Mastermind Collen, he's in cuffs, he's in leg irons, like, bona, nakwatisa government, or nakwatisa magata. And then I remember in varsity, this girl, so I was like mentoring like these junior girls. So this girl, I was not even aware who she was talking about. Well, I didn't know who this was, but she was telling me how, you know, like, she never needed money. And this is now her being friends with him during her very rebellious times, you know, how they throw these parties, she'd be fetched, guy, you know, so these people do have money. So when they detain him, he says he's not involved in these 30 other charges and 17 people who died in these scenes. Yeah, he's just a cocaine dealer. Like, that's better. But anyway, yeah, so I arrested him, and yeah, of the other charges that were laid against him, so the official number apparently is 8, but only, so 7 did not stick. So robbery with aggravated circumstances, that was pinned on him, his other friend, DND, and the other 2 got off scot-free. Okay, so but while the trial is going, they were remanded, which is a term that I only heard Kokazi, but only to discover it's actually an English word. So how about reminder? It basically means that it's either you're gonna post for bail or while the trial is going on, you are still within, say, reminder. So it's on remand. Remind. Magnificent, guys. But yeah, anyway, so he, while this trial is going on, and then in 2000 to 2001, that's when this trial is going on, and eventually he gets sentenced. And then we fast forward, 15 years for robbery with aggravated assault, and then an extra 5 years for these escapes that he did, right? Yeah. Power. Money talks and bullshit keeps walking. Money talks. Anyway, Soba detained while he's still in captivity. He converts religion. He becomes an Islam practicer. He becomes an imam. Imam is like a high priest. Yeah. His new name was Shiran Iman Dawood. And yeah, but I also heard very interesting things of why people convert to Islam, or why people like who are into criminal activities would convert to Islam as well. But also stick around, we're gonna talk about that. So in September of 2003 he falls ill. Kalafong is one of the big hospitals there in Atteridgeville. Atteridgeville is like Pilindaba. It's on the west side of Pretoria. Yeah, it's on the west, Pretoria West really. So he's Kalafong, he's ill. So there's 3 reports. One says that his friends had visited him and then poisoned him because they don't want to share the bounty when he gets out. So they had and he escaped, So that was the one report according to his family, but also remember family account for anything. And then the other report says that he passed away from other related illnesses, and then the other report says natural causes, but none of our business what he died from. But yeah, so those are the cases, and the family keeps on insisting his homies poisoned him. There's no honor amongst these, but why do you poison him in prison? Unless also really Anyway, in November, that's when he passes away. And yeah, he had one of those Pretorian funerals, those ones where we are here, like it's an event, And yeah, I'm sure is the girl who was in my race. She definitely went there. It was like a huge ass party where like over 300 people were there. They did not want reporters there, and people that know him, like especially people by his gang. There's some hind who was dating one of the friends, and they would describe him as, no, he was so sweet, he was a gentleman, he dressed well, he did this, which is how a lot of people describe the thugs, especially once they start going into like white collar crime. So where now they are, there's a certain demeanor. That's why when they accuse him of all these other cases, I was like, not a man of my caliber kind of thing, And yeah, unfortunately, like most of our fathers, as much as he made that money, but he died a pauper. His family, but also it's the money is energy as well. So the energy behind the money also counts for a lot, But who's cool when I think the system capitalism, where's the energy behind this, Unless or Tina admit. But anyway, that is the case of Collen Chauke, and we're doing this just to ease our mind, because we've been doing a lot of dark and heavy cases, not to say this one was not heavy, especially for the family, but yeah, it is a bit light. So yeah, please do join me on other episodes where we're doing the fun stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast part of this, and that is us wrapping the story of Collen Chauke, who passed away at the very young age of 36. Yeah, when did he start this lifestyle? But yeah, anyway, please do subscribe, please do like, please do comment. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for those who've been tuning into my content. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Happy today, African peace. Don't do bad things. Don't do things that aggravate things. All right, see you guys on the next one.